Alright, I'm back. And this year for Thanksgiving, I'm making an easy meal that still feels kind of special, which is standing rib roast. And usually, I get quite lucky. I go to the grocery store, usually at the butcher aisle, and they might have a few ribs left, like intact. I take that, and I bought way too much. I bought 3 ribs worth. Put it in a low 250-degree Fahrenheit oven until it reaches 120 Fahrenheit. And then my other dishes, I'm making mashed potatoes. And again, choosing the path of least resistance. Yukon Gold doesn't have enough starch to become gluey like russet potatoes. So very easy choice. And I quarter them and I put them in a bowl of water because it only takes 8 minutes to steam these in the microwave. So I'm just doing all the prep work while the ribs are in the oven. And it will take a few hours for the ribs to come to temperature. And then my last side is just braised leeks. It's just simply leeks that are fried hard and then cooked on low with balsamic vinegar. And oh, I screwed up here. So this is Yorkshire pudding. Last time I messed up this dish, and I messed up this time again, but for different reasons. I bought eggs that are way too big. And so usually you do 4 large eggs. I try to do 3 eggs. I should have done 3 eggs plus 1 egg white to get more lift. But yeah, this was my bad. And also this container is way too small for this amount of Yorkshire pudding. But yeah, my attempt, 3 eggs, 2 cups of milk. And then this is just regular all-purpose flour. And some people say it tastes better when you make it right before you put it in the pan. Other people say it tastes better if you make it the day before. Again, because I screwed up this dish last year and this year, I can't really tell which one's better. But maybe I'll be able to tell next year. And maybe I should have also added a tiny bit more milk to make up for me messing up the eggs. It's supposed to be like a very light pancake batter. I think this is slightly too thick. And make sure there's no lumps. I think some people like Alton Brown likes using uses a blender instead of a whisk. You should probably also use a stick blender for this too. And then when the standing rib roast comes to temperature, I put it aside. And I use the fat on the bottom of the pan for the Yorkshire pudding. And I try to use about half of it. And the other half, I'll use it for this pan. It's been in the oven, set to 400 for maybe almost 10 minutes. It's quite hot. And this is more than enough fat for the Yorkshire pudding. Then quickly swirl it around. And put in the Yorkshire pudding. I've also sanded my large cast iron cookware and then re-seasoned it, and it's life-changing. And then now I just have to time everything out. So it takes like 30 minutes for the Yorkshire pudding. So about 10 minutes in, I cook these leeks, some vegetable oil, and just salt. And I try to get as much of the cut side down as possible. And as long as there's some char on the cut side down, it's good. As it braises, some more of the leek will caramelize. And these are not perfectly intact, but again, when you cover it, it'll all shrink down. And I just use plain aged balsamic vinegar. This is a really nice one. And I temporarily move it away from the heat just because the pot is really hot. But eventually I move it back to low heat. And then, once the 30 minutes are up, I remove the Yorkshire pudding. And as you can see, there is no lift for the Yorkshire pudding. It still tastes good, but that's not really why you make Yorkshire pudding. It's more for the texture. And because my pan is nicely seasoned, like getting it off is really easy. Just comes out in one piece. Ideally you have some type of rack, but I have this kind of griddle kind of toaster oven pan. Gotta put it on. I put in the rib roast back in 400, but I raise it to 450 and cook it for like 10 minutes. And right when I put that in, the potatoes are done. So it only takes like 8 minutes to steam these in the microwave. Add lots of butter, sour cream, and this is also the easiest way to make mashed potatoes taste good because there's not enough water in the butter or sour cream to make it too wet. Although I could have probably added a little bit more sour cream to this. And also the chives. Don't be lazy and actually cut the chives. I didn't want to clean my knife again, so I just used the scissors, but they're a little bit too like they're not thin enough for this dish. And I'm using the world's tiniest fork to do this. I don't have a potato masher or anything else, so I just use a regular fork. I snip in the chives Again, you should just chop it with a knife. Or maybe you're really good with the scissors and you could make it really thin, but this is slightly too thick for this dish. And just taste for salt. White pepper is optional. And then once the 10 minutes are up, the outside of the rib roast will be done. And do as I say, not as you see. You should do whatever you can to be able to hold the bone upright and then just lop off the meat. I'm being dumb and I'm just I'm just doing it like seesawing this side. It ended up still working, so oh well. And again, this is way too much food. This is only 3 ribs worth. I should have just gotten... I could have gotten away with just 1. I didn't know 1 would be this much, like, per rib. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same amount I got last time, and I cooked for 3 people last time. And it still was too much food. You'll probably eat the ribs tomorrow morning, and then I need to think of some, like, way to make a slop sandwich using the rest of the meat. And I cut off 2 pieces for myself. And this is pretty generous for 1 meal. Throw it on top of some flat Yorkshire pudding. And I steal some leeks and mashed potatoes, put it on the side. And this drink is also my dessert, which is a salted lemon honey ginger drink that I got from a Vietnamese restaurant in the morning. I just put it in the fridge. And surprisingly, the ice is still intact. And for the rib roast itself, I like this year's much more than last time because I cooked it like a couple degrees higher, and it's much softer than last time. Still got that like nice gelatinousness. I don't know how to say that word. And then the leek side dish surprised me the most because it's really simple but delicious. I should have bought more leeks. I didn't know it would cook down this much. And the mashed potatoes is like just easy. Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, butter, sour cream, chives. Easy dish. Like almost not possible to mess up. And then yeah, hopefully next year I won't screw up the Yorkshire pudding. Oh yeah, even though I pre-salted this rib roast, it still needs a little bit more salt at the end. It's a big piece of meat. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.